Street raised, I was brought up where the G stayed. Peep game, those who didn't catch one to your brain. Stay in your lane, never wolfed it, boy, I never fake. Watch them break, watch them fall, still I remain. Never change, never try to come and rearrange. Never hate, never tripping on somebody's plate. That shit is lame, leave that type of shit for the dames. The streets don't play, oh catch up, watch your life as capes. One game, homie, that you shouldn't play. There's real soldiers in the streets gunning every day. This shit is normal in the vital part of every day. It ain't great, but I'm loyal, so I'll never change. I keep repeating, but I mean it, never lose your way. Heed the warning and the missing just for talking brave. Fuck my enemies, two faces and all the snakes. Not for this matter, just name the time and name the place. We'll get it active, fuck the gap, and I'm in face to face. Real gangsters never fold, then we never shake. I was brought up to.
You are now watching M.O.D Entertainment.
It's good, G-Life. Now, this is beautiful Killer Cali, California. You already know California, home to a bunch of gang members, a bunch of different neighborhoods, gang banging capital. It definitely cracks right here. Now, with so many different neighborhoods around the area, and dozens of different gangs spread out through all over the place, you're gonna get some neighborhoods that overlaps each other, meaning with name. Because the amount of different gangs that there is and individuals spread out in different areas, that often people get them confused for each other because they have similar names, or if not the same name, but they're actually different gangs. So we'll be breaking that down today here on one of these neighborhoods that gets confused when it comes to varrio names. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, to find the neighborhood that I'm talking about, we actually have to be sliding on through and making our way to the area that is known as the Inland Empire, the IE. The IE, Inland Empire, is definitely an area that cracks, that has, dozens and dozens of different neighborhoods and thousands of documented gang members. The Inland Empire is a very large area. It could be its own freaking state if it wanted to, you know what I mean? That's how large the Inland Empire is, when we're talking about in sheer size and individuals living in the IE. So you're going to get a lot of different neighborhoods. And the IE, just like Los Angeles, is home to a lot of very old barrios and large ones that are well respected and have been in the game and involved in the whole push and movement for Southern California. The Inland Empire definitely cracks, homie. Let's just say that. Now, to be more specific, we shall be heading towards the area of San Bernardino. San Bernardino is a well-known area that is full of all kinds of gang desmadre. It is definitely a place that cracks. Now, this is home to the barrio West Side Verdugo. Now, West Side Verdugo is one of San Bernardino's and one of the Inland Empire's most recognizable barrio, probably the largest one when it comes to San Bernardino area, and one of the Inland Empire's most largest neighborhood when it comes in sheer numbers, because it's an old school barrio that has already been well established here for a very long time, since the 40s. These guys have been right here doing their damn thing. Now, the West Side Verdugo gang is broken into sub-gang cliques, right? They're their own individual gang, but they fall under the West Side Verdugo umbrella, so they're their own sub-gang cliques. And one of them is one of these neighborhoods that often gets confused for other different barrios, which is the barrio CSL. Now, the barrio CSL translates to the barrio Calle Siete Locos. In English, that translates to the 7th Street Locos. The 7th Street Locos is one of Westside Verdugo's most active and well-recognizable clique that has made headlines and all kinds of shit, bro. These guys have been in the mix of all kinds of this madre. So, they do handle business with members up in the hundreds. When we're talking about sheer manpower, like I said, bro, they ain't playing right here. Now, their barrio is everything essentially from 16th Street to 5th Street between Mount Vernon and the 215 freeway. Everything that's in the middle is considered their barrio, bro. That's their stomping ground where they get on and cracking, where they do their damn thing. You know what I mean? And like I said, the Westside Verdugo, sub-gang cliques, they get along, with each other. They feud with other, neighborhoods around the area, but like I said, they're their own individual sub-gang cliques. So the 7th Street Locals is definitely a neighborhood that gets on and cracking, and one of the ones that gets confused, because even though other areas have barrios that use the 7th Street title, they are not the same. They're their own individual gangs. They have nothing in common except that they're they represent the 7th Street. You know what I mean? These guys, they write it 7th Street Locals, or they write the CSL, Calle Siete Locos in Spanish, either way is appropriate, the right way, that you'll see it up. And they do their damn thing, homie. Like I said, they're one of, Verdugo's most recognizable sub-gang cliques, and they still keep representing it and holding it down for theirs, man. These guys ain't no suckers, ain't no trumping, continue to be an active set that represents for theirs and holds it down, for the 7th Street. Now, to find the next 7th Street neighborhood, we actually have to be remaining here still in the Inland Empire, the IE. But this time, we're making our way to the area that is known as Paris. What? Paris has neighborhoods? Yes, Paris has neighborhoods, bro. What you thinking? Like I said, just because an area looks a certain way, don't ever get it twisted. These areas have gangs that have been doing their thing and really holding it down, especially in the area of Paris, because even though people think it's a lovely area, whatever, no, it definitely cracks, bro. And you have a lot of different barrios right here in Paris, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we're not talking about just like one or two. Nah, we're talking about several different neighborhoods right here in Paris that hold it down for theirs, because I did see that individuals try to say that there's no neighborhoods in Paris and wooty. Why? Those are people that don't know, bro. Like I said, individuals that talk without knowing. Because if they knew, they would know that Paris definitely has a bunch of different barrios. Not even just Hispanic gangs, bro, but even black neighborhoods are there. They have Crips there as well. So, like I said, bro, it's an area that definitely, gets on and popping. You have the Paris Maravillas, to the Southside Paris, to the Paris Locals, to the PSTs, to the Paris Cribs. Bro, like I said, homie, it's an area that definitely cracks, and it is home to one of these neighborhoods, one of these 7th Street barrios, which is known as the 7th Street Paris. Barrio 7th Street Paris is a real neighborhood. I did see individuals try to say that nah, they're a part of this hood or that hood, and nah. They're their own individual neighborhood, real talk. Like I said, it's just that the area, there's so many different barrios, like you have the, Paris Low Cribs and the PST streets and the Parisito streets and the Paris Maravillas, which is the largest one, out of all of them. But you have the Paris, 7th Streeters, which is his own individual different gang from the rest. People confuse it with being a part of Maravilla, but no, it's his own individual neighborhood, which lies right here. Everything that's from A Street and 5th, their territory still extends all the way to C Street, and C Street all the way to 8th. So everything that's in the middle is their territory. So what's considered, A Street, 7th Street, 6th Street, and 5th Street, that's their barrio. You know what I mean? That's so everything that's throughout there and throughout B Street, that slices through their barrio is considered their territory. And like I said, it's not a large patch of territory, but nonetheless, homie, it's still their barrio. And it is still home to this neighborhood where you can find them doing their damn thing. Now, they're not a large neighborhood because obviously, when you have bigger gangs within the area that haven't been around as long as some of these other different neighborhoods, so it just makes recruitment a lot more harder. Don't ever get it twisted. They still have writers that represent for theirs. At least from what I was told, this neighborhood is roughly about 50 members to them, 50 to 60. So they still have some numbers nonetheless that hold it down for theirs in the 7th Street. And like I said, they're all different. They just represent 7th Street. It's just a coincidence because where the neighborhood started, that's right there on 7th Street. Like, it is what it is. But like I said, these are the neighborhoods that get confused with each other, but they're their own individual gangs that hold it down for theirs, So don't ever get it twisted. Right here, Paris definitely cracks, and you have the 7th Streeters right here that hold it down for theirs and keep putting theirs on the map. Now, to find the next 7th Street neighborhood, we actually have to be maneuvering our way to the city and area of Orange County. Orange County is definitely another area that is home to dozens and dozens of different neighborhoods, thousands of different, documented gang members, and home to one of these 7th Street neighborhoods. Now, to be exact, we shall be making our way to the very infamous, notorious area of Santana. Remember, like I had said, Santana is an area that definitely cracks. It is essentially the South Central Compton version of Orange County. because of the sheer number of gang members that's within this area and the dozens and dozens of different barrios, that reside here. And home to one of these 7th Street neighborhoods, which is the barrio CSR. CSR translating to barrio Calle Siete Rifa. Calle Siete Rifa is a well-known barrio right here within Orange County, Santana. It is actually a neighborhood that has actually made headlines. And actually one crime spree in particular, where they had what they essentially call serial killer, who was going around just allegedly dumping and smoking enemies and all kinds of shit. So this neighborhood has actually made headlines for doing real work, bro. Like dropping, allegedly dropping individuals. I mean, like it definitely cracks. The Calle Siete Rifa, 7th Street Rifa, is a real neighborhood. Now, it's not a large neighborhood because it is essentially hasn't. It originally started off as a clique off of another larger neighborhood. From what I was told, it was a part of the F Troop neighborhood that broke off, to do their own thing. So their neighborhood essentially lies in the mix of the danger zone of what 7th Street, throughout that area, like in F Troops neighborhood, where 5th Street's at, and F Troops, and you have different barrios that are congested in that area. So they only have a small chunk of territory because they were just a clique that they just didn't see eye to eye with the neighbor and just broke off to do their own solo bolo thing. So they were never large and didn't have a massive amount of territory for that exact very reason. But don't get it twisted. They had individuals that held it down and did their thing, because when they broke off from the F Troop neighborhood, that started the beef. Like there's been beef and war, animosity between both sides since that day, with countless alleged shootings and losses and all kinds of shit, bro. It definitely be cracking. Now, even though the F Troop is the most dominant, largest neighborhood within that area, the 7th Street neighborhood has continued to hold it down for theirs and has members that still do their thing. I can't take nothing away from them. Could only come and call the facts, bro. They're still right there maintaining and holding it down for theirs, and still putting theirs on the map for that 7th Street Rifa. And like I said, they're different from the other 7th Street. Nothing in common, just the fact that they're just on 7th Street right here, and that's the name that they give themselves, and they do their thing.